What do you consider your professional strengths? The question sent a shiver up Jules Moretti's spine. No matter how many job interviews she sat through, the fears of inadequacy, the surety that you just weren't what they were looking for, never went away. Not completely. And she had to nail this interview. She really did. There were a lot fewer options than she'd expected when she'd begun the search. Well, the slender, dark-haired woman in front of her replied, as my resume says, I've worked for 2 families in the past 10 years. It really gave me a chance to bond with their children. Before that, I worked in a daycare all through high school, where I got to know many of the kids over time. So I'd have to say that my real strength is— She gave a self-deprecating laugh. Endurance. Definitely seems useful. Essential, even. Jules looked back down at her list of questions. How would you handle a crying baby? The woman, whose name was Zara, folded her hands in her lap and gave a modest smile. Well, since I'm starting my master's in child psychology, I keep up to date on all the latest studies and models. You mean the latest trends? Jules turned a swift glare onto Vivian Carlisle, who sat next to her on the love seat in the den opposite from their candidate. Even now, it took a bit of gumption to glare at Vivian. Nobody just glared at the editor-in-chief of Du Jour, the world's most influential fashion magazine. But nobody else was Vivian's girlfriend either, much less a girlfriend who'd been tearing her hair out about finding a nanny. Vivian had better not screw this up. They'd conducted 2 other interviews so far, and both of the applicants had taken jobs elsewhere. Finding a top-tier nanny in Manhattan was no joke. Jules could never have imagined the competition. Zara didn't seem rattled by Vivian's rude question, though. Instead, she gave Vivian a serene smile. I wouldn't call them trends so much as evolutions of thought, but I certainly understand why that might seem frustrating. It's like, why can't we just pick an approach and stick to it? Exactly. That was the strongest display of enthusiasm from Vivian so far, Jules dared to hope. Zara was a perfect candidate, and she'd be a real get for them. Vivian was just over 5 months pregnant. They should have had somebody locked down by now. The best nannies planned months ahead when they were transitioning from their current jobs.